nothing to worry about.
She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
It's time for Ben's Horror Bullshit.
It's Words About Books, Ben.
It's Words About Books.
We're talking about one of our least popular topics, which is Marvel comic books. No one seemed to care about that Spider-Man one, so we decided let's do it again because it'll be easy to do.
One is the most successful episode we have on YouTube.
Oh my god!
It's rare we do a comic book, but we didn't really know. I didn't know how much time Jeff the Killer would take. I didn't want to throw another book on the schedule. And Halloween month this year is just lasting forever. There's so many Sundays in October this year. We haven't had to do quite this much Ben's Horror Bullshit before. And I'm not tapped out. I'm never tapped out. But
you're a little tapped out.
I'm a little tapped out. So we're going to do a nice, relaxing comic book. Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness.
Oh.
But before we get into it, I want to lay down a quick plug at the beginning of the episode while people are still listening. Because, Nathaniel, by the time this episode comes out, our guest appearance on Unsighted, the internet's least reliable English lit podcast, will have been up for 2 days.
Wow. Sorry.
So you better go listen to that, where we talk about the Telltale Heart. And I reveal that I know perhaps too much about Edgar Allan Poe.
Have you ever wondered, how could you kill a man without weapons? Well, find out on Unsighted versus WAB Pod Zombies.
You can find them wherever better podcasts are streamed. Yeah, check them out. So yeah, Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness. I don't know a lot about this one. I don't know a lot about the background of this one.
I thought you... Okay, I had questions for you, actually.
So what are your questions? I'll try.
Oh, we can just get to them as we move along through the plot.
Here's how I came to this, which, by the way, this is a very hard comic book to find these days. It was a 5-issue miniseries. I forget when it came out. I got this
when Bruce Campbell was still the guy playing Ash.
He's still the guy playing Ash.
I thought there was a new Ash.
I don't think so. I mean, he played Ash in the Army of Darkness miniseries the whole way through. In the reboot, I don't think there is an Ash.
Yeah. What?
The reboot is kind of different.
Huh.
They're not really going the Army of Darkness route.
That's unfortunate. The Army of Darkness was my favorite one of the three. By far.
No, so I picked up a hardcover version of this, all 5 issues bound together, at Barnes & Noble when I was in college, I think.
The before times.
Yeah.
Long ago.
I was thinking like, we were trying to think of something lighter, maybe funny to end the month with. And I couldn't think of anything. And then this came to me. I was like, we'll do that. And I was just going to buy it for you. I was going to go down to my Amazon thing and I was going to gift it to you on Comixology or whatever. It's not there.
Oh my God.
And so I rush over to marvel.com and it's not there. And I rush over to Boom Comics and it's not there either. Boom Comics. They've got a few series I've liked over the years, but they also have like all of the old TV shows that have continued forever as comics, like X-Files, Buffy. I think I saw they're currently publishing Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, so that's something.
Is that like Buffy meets The Last Jedi? Just combined?
Buffy, they did Buffy season 8, 9, 10, whatever, Angel and Faith. They had a bunch of spin-offs of that. They have a bunch of Charmed. They've got the Power Rangers, like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just went on forever in Boom Comics. But yeah, no, Boom Comics, they're going. They got some stuff. They also, of course, have the license to the Army of Darkness and Evil Dead comics, of which there are many. But for anyone who doesn't know, Marvel Zombies is a thing that came out during the height of the early 2000s zombie craze. It was
Peter
more
Clines
recently
helped
post
kick it
9/11
off,
world.
right?
Everyone was ready to be depressed. Peter Clines. I honestly don't know. Did Peter Clines do his thing before Marvel Zombies, or did he just kind of rip that off?
Oh my god.
Well, Peter
This
Clines,
is a
you know
good
what? I'm going to say Peter Clines' thing is different.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
worse.
But Peter Clines' thing is like the zombies,
because the
like
zombies
the
are
superheroes
just-
fight the zombies.
Yeah. And also, like, you asked a question that was like, well, why don't they just clear out all the zombies? And it was like, it's a good question. They do have a guy who has, like, super healing, and his skin is super thick, so zombies can't bite through it, and he could just go get them all, but he doesn't.
Well, mercifully, we're not here to talk about Peter Clines, Nate.
We're never here to talk about Peter Clines anymore.
That's correct.
We're done with that guy.
I'm glad you agree. So, Marvel Zombies. Here's the deal with Marvel Zombies. There have been a million iterations of Marvel Zombies. They milked that cow just about as hard as you can.
2005?
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Maybe
Peter
I got
Clines
it
was
in high
5 years
school.
late. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were running Marvel Zombies into the goddamn ground. And one of the many Marvel Zombies things that got put out was this collab between Marvel Comics and Boom Comics, published by Marvel Comics. Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness, where Ash from the Evil Dead and Army of Darkness films is magically transported into the Marvel Universe at the outset of the Marvel Zombies plague. The Marvel Zombies plague is a virus from outer space that swoops in and starts infecting people. Well, there's a lot of superpowered people in the Marvel Universe, and it starts infecting the superpowered people.
Some might say too many. Like, maybe some of these characters should have just been taken out back behind the shed, if you know what I mean.
Well, the zombies in this universe retain basically all of their personality and intelligence. They just have a hunger that cannot be sated and eventually drives them mad, and they're just going to eat everybody. And
Yeah.
the Marvel Zombies, they all the Marvel superheroes turn into zombies, and they start using their superpowers to eat people. They still have their superpowers. And they eventually wind up going like dimension hopping to try to find like other worlds, because they, within a matter of hours, devour all of humanity. But fortunately, Ash is here this time to do his thing and kick their ass.
Yeah. That's
So-
exactly what's totally gonna happen, I'm sure.
That's what always happens with Ash, right? He's the chosen one, the hero we need.
Also, you are correct. In the remake, Ash does show up post-credits, and he's just Bruce Campbell. So, yep, it's just Bruce Campbell. This is my bad.
Was genuinely your bad. You didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, I know. I stopped after Army of Darkness. Like a
The
good
remake's
boy.
pretty good. I'm gonna sit here and say the Evil Dead remake was a pretty solid horror movie.
Yeah, see, there's the problem right there. It's a horror movie. It's not a Three Stooges comedy that involves zombies, which is what Army of Darkness was.
Yeah, but I mean, Evil Dead, they were trying, but then they spent the whole budget on coke, and it wound up sucking. And then they just kind of leaned into it.
To be fair, I think the Evil Dead's original budget was just enough for some coke and nothing else. I don't think they had a big coke party. I think they got by with what they could.
But so Nate,
All
this is your thing. I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting this month. I want you to tell me about Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness.
So Ash,
this is a story made to be told by you.
Yeah, Ash falls into this world, a Marvel world. And at first he doesn't remember anything. He's like, what the hell is going on? And he sees Wrecking Ball, part of the Wrecking Crew. You know that character? That great villain that we all know?
I never read any of the Daredevil Hell's Kitchen.
Is it because Daredevil fights guys named Wrecking Ball and it's like really lame?
Well, I liked the Netflix series they did with all those like street level superheroes,
Yeah,
like Daredevil,
I
Jessica Jones, Luke Cage.
I like the first season of Daredevil and the first season of Jessica Jones, and that's about it.
But yeah, Daredevil's comics kind of suck. Sorry.
Yeah.
But Wrecking Ball seems like a decent guy. Ash is, he's looking at this fight between Wrecking Ball and Daredevil, and he's like, I know who I'm betting on.
And then a Deadite appears. It talks about how the world is going to die, and zombies are going to come up from the dead. And he starts beating the shit out of her. And everyone else is like, oh my god, he's just beating up an old woman.
Yeah, it possesses the body of an old homeless woman. And Ash just starts, the first thing he does is he just throws a left hook. Because Ash famously has a chainsaw for a right hand. Though it does adopt the Army of Darkness mechanical right hand that he builds himself.
Daredevil's like, I'm gonna stop this guy, and Ash inadvertently helps Wrecking Ball kick Daredevil's ass, and, cut forward to a little while later, he's reading a newspaper, and he's like, whoops, crap, my bad.
Go on.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the part where he meets the Avengers. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, not yet.
So he's thinking he needs the Earth's mightiest heroes to stop a plague that will kill the entire Earth. So he goes to the Avengers HQ. I don't know what that is. Is it the Avengers Tower? Because it didn't look like the tower, but, whatever. So he shoots the intercom.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know why.
This is before the Marvel movies. The Marvel movies changed Marvel Comics a lot.
Some would say, in some cases, for the better. For example, then, Luke Cage comes out wearing that costume.
The classic costume. Oh, and they all still call each other by their superhero names. I love that. That was such a throwback, because they don't do that anymore. In all the Marvel comics, they're just like, oh, hey, much. Tony, hey, Steve. They're not like, Captain America, what do you think about this?
Yeah, no. Iron Man, I think he still had a secret identity somehow.
Iron Man still has, he still has the old mask.
That looks really awful, like it's from the 80s cartoon almost.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the mask that just has, like, eye slits cut in it. It doesn't have the whole, like, Jarvis head thingy.
Also,
he's got, like,
Jarvis is a person, Ben.
I don't know if he was a person or a robot.
Well, he was a biped of some type, and he wore a suit.
Yeah.
So, it's weird. That's what I'm saying. It's all weird, and he's like, you gotta believe me. There's gonna be a zombie plague. And they're like, how do you know this, son? And he's like, an old homeless woman floated in front of me and told me, look, I know how this sounds, okay? But, like, trust me. You can trust your old pal Ash Williams. And he gets teleported away.
Scarlet Witch sends him to, like, Central Park. Drops him in a pond.
Which is also conveniently where this next scene takes place. The Avengers have to answer to a threat. And who the hell is this guy? Because I thought he was going to be important because he's the thing that starts the plague. But then he never shows up again. He's like some sort of superhero, but he's already a zombie. And he just wrecks the Avengers.
Oh, let me look. I forget who they were fighting. So they're going up against... I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, I didn't know either. He was in the afterlife, so Ash like remembers he was walking towards the light, and he was in heaven, I guess. And a superhero zombie was in heaven eating people, and like, I mean, you think that like if God exists, you know, because you have a heaven at this point, like God would just like smite him, but he and the
God
zombie...
was on the other side of the heaven portal.
Oh, okay.
They were going into heaven. They didn't get there yet.
Yeah, God is famously known for not paying attention to what happens just outside.
God doesn't walk down to the door to pick up the packages, okay? He's got people for that.
So that's how Ash arrived in this universe. Because Guy, whose name I don't know, attacks him, and they all fall into the portal.
Can I tell you one thing I like about the art in this comic at this point? Is for the first issue, I don't know who was drawing it. I don't particularly even care. But they are doing paint overs of Bruce Campbell's, like screenshots of Bruce Campbell's face, basically. In certain scenes. You can tell. Like if you go to page 13, the bottom panel, he just painted over Bruce Campbell's face.
That's how you know it's quality, Ben.
I never told you guys how we wound up getting a hold of this comic, and I can't because it may have been less than legal.
We found a totally legitimate copy of this comic in a totally legitimate location where we totally paid money to Marvel in order to read it.
Let's just say I found this comic on a website that I chose to save all the images and send them to Nate because I didn't trust Nate not to click the wrong thing.
It's a big start button that's green, Ben. How could I click the wrong thing?
He's done this before.
All right.
So, yeah, sorry. I just wanted to add that little note about the art. Yeah.
All right, so the Avengers are all infected. And here's another thing. Why are we calling him Colonel America?
I do not know the lore. I'm sure somebody is going to say something about that. I don't know if it's Steve Rogers. I don't know what universe is this, 616 or fucking Ultimate. It's not the Ultimate Universe, but I don't know what the hell this is. But yeah, he's Colonel America. But yeah, the Avengers are what? Captain Marvel, Colonel America, Vision,
Thor.
Scarlet Witch, Thor,
How
Hawkeye,
would Vision
Iron
get
Man.
infected?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe they just tore him apart.
Okay, I'm looking this up, and Captain America is known as Colonel America. It looks like only in the Marvel Zombies series, and he was
Maybe
president
that's a
of the United
thing.
States at some point.
It's so dumb.
That's real dumb. And his name isn't Steve Rogers. It's Steven Rogers, Ben. That's how you know he's different.
That seems so sinister. But yeah, okay. It's Roid Boy Captain America.
Colonel America, Ben. You get
I
it
don't give a
right.
shit.
He didn't bust his ass in officer school to be just a lowly captain. See,
Is
at first I
Colonel
thought it was like
better?
a really bad Spider-Man joke because the writing in this is like, you know, it's not
It's old
always
Marvel.
hits.
It's old Marvel.
Yeah.
It's Marvel on the brink of bankruptcy.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the best. And then everyone else started calling him Colonel America, and that's when I was like, oh, I guess that's just who he is. So whatever. So Spider-Man pretends to be infected. He gets bit, but his spider healing powers stop him from getting zombied. And he...
So I'll tell you, there's more outside of this. Like there's some issues that were in the hardcover that were not in this 5-issue run. There is a scene where you do see Spider-Man change, and he eats Aunt May and Mary Jane, not in a sexy way.
Wow. Okay. Why was that not in this?
I don't know.
Yeah, because he doesn't turn, and then he shows up at the end, and he's a zombie. And I'm like, okay, I guess he did turn.
I don't know if there was like a parallel Marvel Zombies thing going on where like the Army of Darkness crossover was somehow canon, but also just a mini-series. I don't know. I don't care. Please do not write to me explaining it.
Please explain it to me, but do it in the form of a visual aid, like a flow chart. I need lots of lines going everywhere trying to explain why this supposedly makes sense.
But yeah, so Spider-Man, he rescues Ash, but then he's like, I gotta go because I gotta save Mary Jane and Aunt May. Just know he gets there just in time to turn and kill them.
Yeah.
Next slide.
Yeah. He, in this miniseries, he's just like, oh, I gotta go, bye, and then that's it. Ash is like, the fuck? Okay. And we never see him again until the end. And then Ash runs into, conveniently, the Punisher, because conveniently he's on top of Fisk Tower, or whatever. And the Kingpin is there, and Hammerhead, and someone else, I don't know, I don't care. And Kingpin is like, look out there, Frank Castle, a.k.a. the Punisher. Look, we're all on Team Living Person now. And the Punisher's like, nah, fuck you. And he guns them all down, murders them. And then the Punisher's like, don't worry, Ash, I got a plan, see? I got a solid plan for how we're going to get out of this, right? I am going to have a gun in each hand, and I'm just going to unload on people, including Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball is there. He's going to get killed. And when I run out of ammo, you throw me 2 more clips from that bag, Ash, and then I'll gun them down again. And then when I run out of ammo, you throw me 2 more clips from that bag, Ash. Ash, where'd you go? He's dead. He gets eaten. I kind of thought that was a little funny, actually.
I loved that. I hate
I was
the
like,
Punisher.
yeah,
He's
fuck
so
that guy.
stupid. All these dumbass pickup trucks with a Punisher thing in their back window. That was for you. I think everybody just sincerely regrets the Punisher now.
He just
There
fell
is a
off his
funny
own
little
edge.
picture too of Blob struggling to run away from the zombies and getting taken down in the background. There is but you know the funny thing is the heroes at this point, they realize for every person they turn, they can't eat them. So they're only turning other heroes who can help them eat more people faster. And somehow they turn the Punisher. Like he comes back as a zombie at the end.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I thought he got
does.
devoured. Huh.
No, he comes back
That's
as a zombie at the
unfortunate.
end, and he says something about Ash. He's like, "Take this, you," like for leaving him there. But it doesn't like make sense because he doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, he's just an edgy guy with a skull on his shirt. And
It's like they know he's a named character, so
yeah, that checks out. I mean,
yeah.
we're getting into the next part. So he runs into the Dazzler. He saves her. He hits on her a bunch. And
Dazzler, what an obscure reference. I remember that now.
I also kind of remember her.
10 points to anyone who remembers Dazzler's powers and what she
dazzles.
what
in her
comic
name.
she's from. What comic is Dazzler
The X-Men?
from? Oh, good guess. I mean, that's a safe guess. If she's not in the Avengers, she's probably in the X-Men.
I assume, is she a mutant?
Yeah, she's a mutant.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, she has some kind of light-based powers. And also, like, the other thing I loved is, like, this is classic Marvel art where, like, every woman is stacked.
Yeah.
And every dude is just huge.
Yeah, but not in a StarCraft way, so it's still plausible that they could actually mate. Oh, yeah.
Bucky's arm is, like, the size
Bucky was there?
Bucky's the one pinning Dazzler down.
I did not
When
even
Ash
realize
finds her.
that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Because Ash calls him Bunky.
Okay, I thought that was just a really bad joke, but now I realize
No.
it's-
So I'm going to read the page to you. So Bucky's got Dazzler pinned to the ground, and Dazzler's like, "Get off me!" And Bucky's like, "No can do, doll. You look so sweet and luscious and delectable. Come on, give me a nibble, just a little bite. Come on, pucker up, give me some sugar." And then Ash comes in, and he's like, "Sorry, Bunky, that's my line." And then he blows his head off with his boomstick.
yeah.
But yeah, Dazzler's
Fuck
got like
him.
double D's.
I'm-
It's so.
Was this before the Winter Soldier? I mean, I know it's before the Winter Soldier movie, but like, did the Winter Soldier exist before the movie?
Yeah, it existed
Okay.
before the movie. Yeah, no, Dazzler is 6 feet tall. Her boobs are the size of basketballs,
Aw, yeah.
and she's wearing a skin tight suit with an open neck down to her belly button.
Marvel
Yeah,
is going out of business, and we really need to bring in all the boys to the yard, okay?
Ash literally just looks at her ass and then looks at her boobs, and then she's like, eventually, like, "Do you mind?" And it's like, well,
No, not at all.
I mean, say that to every 14-year-old boy reading this comic, because yeah. But no, so Ash has acquired his first attractive lady to accompany him on this adventure.
Yeah, and they're going to go visit Doctor Strange because they need to find the Necronomicon, because that's what always happens.
Yep.
And
Ash
so
knows.
they go...
Ash is mistakenly thinking these zombies are deadites. The zombies are not deadites, but he has been seeing deadites, the ones that show up and warn him. They are deadites. But the Marvel
Yeah.
zombies are not deadites, so just keep that in mind.
And then Ash gets eaten by what I assume is Howard the Duck, not Donald Duck,
That is
but
Howard the
either
Duck.
is funny, and he's dead. The end. Oh, wait, no, it's a fake out. Next series, that's not Ash that we know. That's the Ash from this world who finally accepted his higher calling, went out on the streets, started destroying zombies left and right, and then Howard the Duck gets him.
Now, see, it's not a fake out if you are an attentive reader. Because in the panel where Howard the Duck is eating Ash's brains, you can clearly see Ash's flesh and blood right hand, which our Ash does not have. Canonically, Ash lost his hand in Evil Dead 2. I was not fooled for a minute, but Nate is a lesser reader.
Yeah, I was just like, well, I'm going to the next chapter right away anyway, so let's move on. You see, Ben, I was busy reading another fucking book that was taking up literally all of my time, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to spend on this comic book, Ben.
Which is why I charitably recommended a very simple
Yeah.
little comic book. So then Howard the Duck is going to come eat our Ash, but before he can, Scarlet Witch shows up and
Yeah.
saves Ash.
Yeah. And then they go inside the house of Doctor Strange. Some guy who isn't Doctor Strange is there, and a zombie, and he's like, I can kind of resist for a moment. And he's like, okay, well, where's the spooky solarium or whatever? And he's like, it's in here. And Ash is like, thanks. And he blows his brains out.
Well, it's actually a little worse than that, because Ash is like, he's like, we need to find this book so we can get you all back to normal. And he's like, it's over there. Do you really think do you really think it can turn us back? And Ash is like, nope, blows his head off.
Yeah.
And then I quote,
fuck 'em.
sorry, Chuckles, but once you're a Deadite, there's no coming back, even though canonically Ash has been a Deadite and has come back.
Well, Ben, he's not the chosen one, so he's a secondary character in Doctor Strange, who I assume was not a very popular property in 2005.
No, he was not. So nor was Dazzler.
Yeah.
I don't think Dazzler was ever popular.
Well, if this is something that's taking place during another event, maybe they're like, well, who do we have left? Dazzler, I guess. Let's make her.
There's a million X-Men. So first off, Scarlet Witch, who, by the way, is wearing a laced-up bodice that just barely covers anything.
Yeah.
And
as God
you
intended.
had Jean Grey. You had, well, Jubilee. I don't know what age Jubilee is canonically at this point.
And she's got powers similar to the Dazzler, so, you know.
That's the thing that sort of screwed up Dazzler, was like, Jubilee is just Dazzler, but better in every way.
Except for one way, Ben, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be that guy, but I think she serves one purpose to the artist, Ben.
So, in between drawing giant boobs and giant chins, they find the cursed books section. And in the cursed books section, they start interrogating the books, who are all evil and bite at you. And the first book tells him to, quote, get bent, flesh bag. And Ash says, wrong answer, and throws him into the fire because he's so cool.
Yeah.
And then Scarlet Witch has the next one ready, and Ash is revving up the chainsaw. And the book's like, fine, I'll tell you where the Necronomicon is. He's in Latveria. Which, as we all know, is the fictional country where Doctor Doom is from.
Also, off screen, at least this explains how the plague, travels so quickly. Quicksilver gets bit by zombie Mystique pretending to be Scarlet Witch, and then he just runs all over the planet, biting as many people as possible.
Yup.
And Doctor Strange and S.H.I.E.L.D. are in the helicarrier, presumably doing something. I assume that they get beat pretty quickly and die.
Mm-hmm. But it's okay, because Doctor Doom is on the case.
Yeah. It's not...
Oh my god, I forgot. This is when Nick Fury was still white.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is old.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, when did Ultimate come out?
Not too long after this. But the Ultimate Universe,
happened, right?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. I think it came out before. Yeah, it looks like it was published first in 2002. And that's where Nick Fury was black. And he mentioned that if he were in the movies, he would be played by Samuel L. Jackson. So, self-fulfilling prophecy. It was very clearly designed to look like Samuel L. Jackson.
So I think I started getting into Marvel Comics. I dipped a toe in here and there before, but I really started reading whole arcs in Ultimate. I got really into Ultimate X-Men and Ultimate Spider-Man. And so I have never actually read one with the white Nick Fury. I'm aware of it. I've seen him on old comics in the
I
the
saw
comic
him
shop.
in the old Spider-Man TV show from the 90s.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
It's weird.
Just go back and God, has nobody been memeing the shit out of the old Morbius episodes? There's got to be something there.
There were Morbius episodes?
Oh yeah, Morbius was there. There was a whole Spider-Man Blade crossover in the cartoon.
My hand! Pain!
We're too
Where
busy
Blade-
memeing the Morbius movie to even think about
no. There was like a
previous
whole
property.
arc where Spider-Man was a vampire hunter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's trying to
Sounds
convince
great.
Blade not to kill Morbius because it's a whole
No, kill Morbius, please. Please kill Morbius.
You don't know what he'll become. Jared Leto is what he'll become.
we'll put him out of his misery. It's hard to come back from being Jared Leto.
I'm an idea.
But yeah, so they show like you said, Quicksilver's traveling all over the world. He's biting everybody. So then there's Captain Britain. I forget that guy's name. The British Captain
Yeah.
America.
Oh yeah, all
then
the
there's
Avengers were also pulled in, even the reserves, and then they were all bit. So
Yep. Then they show a thing of like the Russian guy. I forget his name. I think he was in the Black Widow movie. He's a zombie. Then they show Japan and like Silver Samurai's a zombie and another hero I don't know. And then they go to the Savage Land, which, as we all know, is canonically the tropical paradise where the dinosaurs lived on in Antarctica that Magneto rules.
oh my god, when you say it out loud, it just makes me realize how stupid it all is.
It's something, man.
Oh my god.
So okay,
Ah.
so they go to Doctor Doom, right? And apparently, while we were watching all the zombies transform, Ash was making reference jokes about Doctor Doom being in a metal suit. He said, "Yo 3PO, hey Tin Man, and domo arigato, Mr. Roboto." And Doctor Doom is now prepared to literally rip his head off. Doctor Doom, canonically, not a funny dude.
Yeah. He doesn't appreciate great humor like Hey 3PO.
But yeah, so Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom explains it has nothing to do with the Necronomicon. It's not magic, it's science. And you're dumb, you're going into jail. But
Well-
Wanda and Dazzler, you can come eat dinner and hear how awesome Doctor Doom is. And
But he
hear
also
the
explains...
great feats of Doctor Doom.
You're glossing over this. He also explains that not
Is it
only does
Reed
it come
Richards?
from
Oh.
space, it was Reed Richards who found it, and he purposely infected himself, seeking to elevate himself to another
I
life
wanted to
form.
ask you about this, Ben. Reed Richards, always a piece of shit? Because he seems like he's
Always.
been a piece of shit. Okay, yeah.
Always.
There's
The upcoming Secret
There's
Wars. I guess they got, when they bought Fox, they got Fantastic Four back, right?
I assume because Jim from The Office was Reed Richards in a scene from Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so Reed Richards in Secret Wars, I think. Was it Secret Wars or was it Secret Wars 2?
Secret Wars 3, The Revenge.
One of them, Reed Richards, is like evil, and he's been using his stretchy powers to elongate his
You told me
brain
this.
and become an even more evil genius. And like,
Because
It's
that's how
so
it works.
dumb.
You just get more brain. You get
So the
more brain, you
Fantastic-
get more smart.
the Fantastic Four also sucks, right? Like, they actually just took it out of print for a long time. Like, after the Fox movies failed, there was like a whole cycle where there was no current Fantastic Four comic. just gave
You're
up
breaking
on
my
it.
heart, Ben.
Yeah, the
Ben,
Fantastic Four
I
is
saw-
fucking terrible.
I saw a pretty famous panel in the Fantastic Four where Reed Richards abuses his wife by slapping her.
Yep. Yeah, everybody knows that
And
one.
then there's one where Ben, the Thing, is like, I'm no longer Ben. I'm a freak. I'm the Thing. And then right after that, Reed Richards is like, wonderful, and I'll be Mr. Fantastic. And the caption read, read the room. What the fuck are you doing? Your friend is like lamenting the fact that he's a monster man made of stone, and you're like, I'll be Mr. Fantastic.
They have no idea what to do with the Fantastic Four. They have,
Yeah, because who
like,
cares?
I'm sure somebody will tell me again. Please don't write me. I don't care. But I'm sure there is like a great storyline out there somewhere with the Fantastic Four. But for the most part,
It's the one where he beats Galactus with the neutralizer, the remote control. He's gonna hit a button.
I know everybody likes Galactus and the Silver Surfer. I don't care about Galactus and the Silver Surfer. I was an X-Men kid. Okay, so I'll just tell you right now. I've said this before on the show.
I was
Back
a
in the day
DC kid.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, the
But-
DC animated universe was the shit.
If you
I
say
never read
so.
any of the comics, so yeah.
I like Teen Titans. Does that count?
No,
Oh, well, I tried. So,
not very hard. Anyway,
yeah, no, I was an X-Men kid. You either read X-Men or you read everything else. That was kind of how it was when I was growing up.
on
And I
the
read X-Men.
streets where I come from.
I mean, it was... It wasn't a cul-de-sac, but it was a suburb.
We
yeah.
had well water.
Oh my
We
god!
had
you're never
to,
gonna
we
let
had
that
to
go.
hunt for our own sustenance from the ground.
It's not that strange to have a well. They have a lot of modern technology for extracting water from the ground.
Oh God! All right. So yeah, Reed Richards. So Reed Richards found it and then purposefully infected himself because Reed Richards is a piece of shit.
Correct. They
And-
probably slapped Sue Storm and then bit her throat out, and she became a zombie.
Oh, I thought he infected all of them and then they turned on him on purpose. I mean, like that was his plan. I don't know. Look, the point is, Reed Richards is a piece of shit. And I never realized he was a super smart, super genius scientist man because you know how they got their powers is he fucked up colossally and exposed them all to dangerous cosmic rays. So it's kind of like he's an idiot, really, but whatever. So that's what he decides to do. And Dr. Doom, seeming like kind of a rational, caring, charismatic person by comparison. Think maybe the movie should be about Doctor Doom beating up the Fantastic Four because the Fantastic Four are crazy people. Or just shouldn't exist. And then this brings me back to who the fuck was that one guy then who attacked the Avengers? Who was in heaven?
I don't know.
Did Reed Richards find that guy and infect him from that?
Presumably?
God damn it. Who?
I would say you're thinking too hard.
Yeah, that's fair. So
I'm
Dr.
currently
Doom has
looking at a panel that says Skrakow and then Vazoom.
he murders Giant Man, I think is who that is.
That is no, that's not Giant Man. That would be ridiculous.
Whatever.
That is Goliath.
Oh, okay. My bad. What was I thinking? Goliath. I know who
You
that
weren't
is.
thinking.
Yeah.
You weren't thinking.
Yeah. Why would you name yourself Goliath if you're a big guy? Like, you know he lost, right? He got shot in the head.
Well, this guy got shot in the head too, so
Yeah. What an idiot. So,
Yeah,
Doctor
it's
Doom has an
foreshadowing.
impregnable fortress for sure. It's definitely safe forever. And Ash is going to be put in jail because he's kind of a little douche. And Scarlet Witch slips out to Lil Witch's room, I think is what she said, and
Mutants.
goes to whatever. And is like, go find the Necronomicon. Go get it. Save the world. And so he goes and he finds it. And the Necronomicon is like, yeah, no, I didn't do this. I just sent you those warnings because I thought it would be funny. I wanted you to know you were fucked. So, yeah. Sucks to suck, idiot. God, after all the times we fought, I'm finally going to get to watch you get ripped apart and eaten. This is so awesome. And then Ash has to sulk back to presumably his prison cell when he finds the Enchantress.
Yep.
The Enchantress has the power to look really hot even without makeup with her magic.
Her uniform is perhaps the most egregious.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Well,
So it turns
so
out
Enchantress's powers. I do actually know Enchantress. She can basically bewitch men,
Yeah.
but her
Shouldn't
powers
need
don't
powers
work on
for that.
women.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, part of the bewitching in this case is that she looks hot because she doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
Ash, of course,
she-
falls for it. It's his one weakness, is a pretty lady.
And then
He
she
leads her
bites.
And then Scarlet
Bites,
Witch and Dazzler are like, oh my god, Ash, what are you
Dazzler.
doing? Yep. Dazzler tries to fight the Enchantress off, but the Enchantress
with
bites.
her power to make her blind. Just yeah, you got him.
All I have to do is break her concentration with my dazzling mutant light powers, is a thing
Bite.
people say. And then she sticks her finger right in the Enchantress's face, and the Enchantress bites it off, and everybody's like, oops. And then Doom shoots them both in the head.
Yeah, it's fucking great. And then Doom and Ash are at odds. Looks like Doom's gonna kill Ash, and then random flunky is like, "Hey, yo, Doom, my man, we're fucked. They're all coming to break into our fortress."
The
So they
whole
break
zombie
in.
team. We got a panel. We got Zombie Hulk, Zombie Captain Marvel, Zombie the Thing, Zombie Colossus, Zombie Nightcrawler, Zombie Cyclops, Zombie Wolverine, Hawkeye, Colonel America, Iron Man.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
if you didn't mention him. Yeah, he's
I think
there.
Spider-Man. Zombie Beast is a particular douche.
Yeah. He explains to Doom how they used Cerebro and they reprogrammed it for Richard Reed. I thought you had to be psychic to use that. Not just like a bad scientist.
No, they didn't program it for Reed Richards to use.
Oh, is his
They
name
just
Reed
re-
Richards?
Yes.
Why do I think it was Richard Reed? Whatever. I don't give a shit. He sucks. He's garbage.
No, I think they just reprogrammed Cerebro to... So Reed Richards and Beast were able to reprogram Cerebro to hone in on the live humans.
Yeah, but like
instead
why?
of the mutants.
What happened to Professor X?
Oh, so when they all turned into zombies, they immediately started eating all the humans around, and Professor X was easily overpowered, and before they had a chance to like stop and turn him, they just ate him.
Okay. So who used Cerebro?
Presumably, there's like 50,000 psychic mutants. Jean Grey, Psylocke,
So why didn't any of these characters that have been known to just lay waste to the entirety of the planet just do that?
I'll tell you what's really chapping my butt is
Your butt.
Clapping
Clapping your
Wolverine
cheeks.
is a zombie.
That was
Wolverine
what
is a
I
zombie.
was. I was a little. How? He regenerates from like everything, bro.
Yeah. No, but then I remember this is where the Punisher comes back in because while the Avengers are attacking, Ash is like, "Hey, Scarlet Witch, maybe we should make a quick exit." And he turns around and the Punisher is eating her.
Oh,
And
how
I
did the
don't blame
Punisher
you.
get there?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, did someone stop to put him on an airplane and fly him across to Europe? I'm just saying, like, fuck the Punisher. He should have just died, okay? So Doom
Yeah.
gets got. Scarlet Witch gets got. Ash is like, well, I'm fucked. But wait! He goes to the Necronomicon. I kind of thought this was where this was going. I thought this was great. He was like, yeah, you're made of flesh and you're written in blood. They'll probably just eat you. So you should help me by raising an army of darkness. Yeah. And so it does. It raises an army of darkness that gets absolutely fucking trucked by the Avengers. It's a one-sided ass beating.
It buys them minutes of time.
And so...
And it's just cameo after cameo. Zombie Moon Knight. Zombie Gambit. Zombie
What the fuck
Iceman.
is the Moon Knight, Ben? I haven't watched that series. I never will. What the fuck is the Moon Knight?
I told you I don't read the random like New York street level heroes. I don't care.
Is it because they're like totally useless?
I only ever pay
Maybe he
attention to
could
them
beat
when they're...
Wrecking Ball.
He probably could, but I only ever pay attention to them when they're crossing over with the Spider-Man comic. So
Where is the Wrecking Ball series, Disney? I want the Disney Plus Wrecking Ball Season 1, where we get to see him pick up his first wrecking ball to take on a life of crime. Make it happen, Disney. All right. So Ash gets down to the basement, and there's a portal that can go to other dimensions because Doctor Doom
the Wrecking
has
Ball is
that.
his only friend. It's his tragic backstory.
Some compelling TV right there. Disney, we'll write you this Wrecking Ball story for pennies.
I'll write it if you just publish it. That's
Yeah, there you go.
Oh god. Sorry. Yeah, no, the Wrecking Ball movie got me. I'm just like, whew. Okay.
So, yeah, Doctor Doom is there, and he's like, I haven't turned yet, and I'm sending all my citizens to other dimensions that aren't overrun with zombies. And that's because I'm secretly the hero. Maybe not even so secretly. Anyone's better than Reed Richard, okay? But, like, here I am trying to save the human race. So, Ash throws the Necronomicon, he escapes, and Doctor Doom blows up the portal, and the Hulk is going to use the Necronomicon as toilet paper for some reason. I don't know how your digestive tract is still working. I always thought zombies just didn't, but okay, whatever, man. You do you. You do you with whatever jokes. So Ash samples a bunch of worlds until he finally finds one that smells like New York City, which I hear smells awful. And it's the furry planet. The end.
It's the werewolf.
Well, same thing.
It's a bunch of Marvel werewolves devouring Galactus. That's the final panel. So, yeah, Marvel Zombies. What did you think, Nate?
It's alright.
So,
Maybe you just had to be there. I don't know.
No, it's...
Oh, it's the Sentry. That's who that fucking superhero that was never explained is, Ben. I don't know who the Sentry is. I'm not going to look it up, but that's what his name is.
So yeah, this was I'm with you. It wasn't good. It's a fun little novelty, I guess. But like I said, I think they did way too much Marvel Zombies stuff, and the only people who were into it were the most annoying zombie fanboys. I've read a lot of the Army of Darkness stuff just because I like the character of Ash Williams. I like Bruce Campbell. But yeah, it's a light read if you can find it. I don't necessarily recommend going to the lengths required to find it, which is also probably why it's not really been made an effort to publish it. I'm guessing that Boom Marvel team up of 2005 has become not as sustainable in the many legal mergers that followed. I'm surprised Marvel doesn't own Boom yet, but Yeah, it's Halloween, Marvel Zombies. Where's that movie? When's the zombie fad coming back? Superhero movies are almost out.
They did the
so-
series. It's a Disney Plus.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's Disney Plus.
There's a
They did it
Marvel
like last
Zombies
year.
series?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I think it was in their What If. Actually, I think it was like an episode.
I was joking,
and it was in
Nate!
the finale.
I was joking!
That's why we need to have the Wrecking Ball.
No, they'll fucking do it, man. We just write some fucking avant-garde indie film a la Rubber, but it's about a man and his wrecking ball instead of a psychic tire. Jesus. Yeah, but I don't really have anything else to say. We don't really have a rubric for the comics.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna be real with you. If we rubric this one, it's just not gonna do that well.
2 stars.
To be honest, it's not worth rating. It wasn't written to be rated. It just drips with like cheese.
It just drips. That's
it just
the
drips,
drips.
But
Alright.
I thought I'd throw Nate an easy one since I'm making him do the most terrible job in the world.
It's fucking garbage, Ben. I hate it so much. But that'll be next week, where the horror
Let's just say,
never stops.
The horror doesn't end. The horror doesn't end with October. But yeah, so once again, check out Unsighted. We were a guest on their show, which I think is the first time we have both guested on a show.
Oh my god, you're right.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, check that out. Talk about the Telltale Heart. Speculate if maybe Shakira was involved in the crime. Not sure how much of that Chantel's going to leave in, but I'm hoping for all of it. So, look forward to that. And maybe there'll be one more Halloween surprise coming up. I don't know. Maybe. But with that cryptic discussion, I need to thank the people who paid money for this to happen and continue to do so for some reason I don't fully understand. They are Jamie, the Gravy Man of the If You Want the Gravy movie blog. Jamie Walker, No Project Given, hello Jamie. Isekai Sensei Sama of the That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster podcast. That's I went into my mind palace to remember the name. That's what I've done. I've written it on the walls of my mind palace. We also have John Bierce, writer of the Mage Errant series and The Rack. John also has a Patreon where you can read his short stories and vote on which one he releases next. Go check it out. We have Shy with a Y on TikTok. We have... Actually, I think that's it. Hail to the king, baby.
Yum. And now, a reading. Introducing Wrecking Ball, The Weight of Justice, a gripping Netflix series set in the gritty Daredevil universe. In the heart of Hell's Kitchen, we meet our unlikely hero, John Wrecking Ball McClintock. John's life takes a dark turn when he finds himself cornered by the ruthless crime boss, Victor Stryker, who has a stranglehold on the neighborhood. With no way out and his back against the wall, John seeks refuge in an unconventional ally, a sentient wrecking ball named Bolt. As the series unfolds, Wrecking Ball and Bolt form an unlikely bond, embarking on a life of crime to make ends meet and to challenge Stryker's reign of terror. Their capers are marked by thrilling heists and high-stakes showdowns, all while John grapples with the moral complexities of his actions. But in the dark underbelly of Hell's Kitchen, They uncover long-buried secrets, hidden alliances, and a trail of corruption that leads to the very heart of the city's underworld. As John and Bolt navigate this treacherous path, they discover that the true treasure lies not in stolen riches, but in the unexpected friendships and alliances they forge along the way. Wrecking Ball: The Weight of Justice is a thrilling, action-packed series that explores the blurred lines between hero and anti-hero, all within the iconic Daredevil universe. So good luck figuring out where that one came from, or if it's real.